And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome on stage CEO of Hy2Care, Leo Smit, with his technology showcase.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Julia, and also Dylan, for allowing me to present to you Hy2Care. I will wait a little bit before I actually start, but that allows me to at least thank you, not only for allowing me to introduce to you to our product, but also for the timing in which you allow us in the program, just after this very interesting session on longevity. I think Rachel started off the discussion with a very strong remark that longevity is not just about adding years to life, it's also very important to add life to years. And that is actually the area that Hy2Care is active in. What is very important if you are adding life to your years is that you want to stay mobile, you want to be able to keep on walking as long as possible. And that is the scope of our technology. We repair cartilage in an affordable and lasting way, especially lasting. And the inspiration for the startup comes from one of our founders. You see her here. Her name is Sanne Bot. And before she reached the age of 25, Sanne had already received 3 separate cartilage repair surgeries. But ultimately, they all failed. And nowadays, she's in pain again, and she knows that within a certain span of time, she will need a joint replacement. And she wanted to do something about it. But before we move into the solution, why is that the case? Here you see the technologies, the therapies that are commonly used. And as you can see, 70% of the people get a simple arthroscopic surgery with a debridement or a microfracturing, which gives relief for about 2 to 3 years. But unfortunately, the tissue that is created is very fibrous. It's scar tissue, and therefore it fails over time. We are able to do much better, for instance, with cell technology. But this is very expensive. In the US, it goes up to $40,000 per patient, and therefore it's often not reimbursed, so it is only for the happy few. What we really need in order to give mobility to all the people is a technology with the quality of cell technology, but at a much more affordable cost. And that's where our Cart-Revive hydrogel implant comes in. The hydrogel platform that Sanne and the team developed consists of natural polymers that already occur in your body. They are polysaccharides, sugars if you wish. And in this little animation, you see how the therapy works. In a simple arthroscopic surgery, the surgeon will, with his device, mix the 2 polymers in a very easy-flowing liquid solution. So easy flowing that the solution will cover perfectly the whole cavity in the cartilage. And once inside, our magic will happen. Within 1 minute, the polymers cross-link and shape up in a solid hydrogel plug that perfectly fits the cavity. And also they cross-link with the surrounding tissue. So this plug actually glues itself to your body. It has a very open structure, and your own cells will quickly migrate into the gel, and once inside, very precise, they proliferate and start building your own natural native cartilage. And in a short span of time, our gel is gone, and you have a fully functioning knee back again. Now that's an animation. Disney and Pixar teach us that in animation everything works. But let's look at real life. Here you see results from arthroscopic surgery in a horse knee. You see that the gel perfectly follows the contours of the cavity. It has an open structure, and within 2 weeks, cells are already present inside the gel. After 3 months, our hydrogel is gone and replaced by a very smooth layer of natural cartilage. And if you compare that to the standard of care microfracture, you see the enormous jump in quality that we have created. Looking at results of this still developing cartilage over 7 months' time, you see that we actually beat the quality versus the standard of care strongly, and actually are at par with the best-in-class cell technology methods. Fast forward to humans. Here you see an MRI of one of our first patients. Pre-surgical, the cavity, the hole, the defect in the cartilage, and 12 months later, a very smooth layer of cartilage being formed. More importantly, how do the patients feel and how are they doing? That is expressed in the so-called KOOS total score. And in summary, the KOOS is less pain, more mobility. You see that these patients make a jump of 24 KOOS points after 12 months, which is 2.5 times the target of minimum clinical relevance. And if we compare those data again with standard of care and cell technology, the current methods, you see that indeed, again, we beat standard of care, and also we are at par with cell technology methods. So in summary, we have a new therapy which is very easy to use for surgeons. It gives a great quality of tissue for patients, has a fast pain relief, and it's actually very affordable. Current status of our company is we are now preparing our FDA trial. We have submitted the IDE. We have a breakthrough device designation, and we expect to start treating the first US patients in our clinical trial early 2026. And alongside that, we have finished treating all patients of our European trial. We are currently involved in the follow-up. And at the same time, we start with clinical patient number 1 in the US. We also expect to treat the first commercial patients in Europe. And alongside that, we are looking for other regions for partnerships to also bring this technology to other places in the world. We are a startup, so we're also funding. In order to finance all these activities, we are currently fundraising. We just closed a bridging round, and we are currently raising 35 million, of which we want to close the first tranche by the end of this year. So in summary, there is a new platform for cartilage repair. For many, many years, people thought cartilage cannot be rebuilt. That's a myth, and that's been busted. It can be rebuilt, but you need it to give your body the right conditions, the right support, the right nutrients, and that is what the Cart-Revive hydrogel platform does. We are looking for partners in order to bring this to patients all around the world. So for investors, but also local clinicians, hospitals, or companies that are willing to distribute our product, I'd very much like to talk to you, and I thank you for the attention.